Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, you're tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Welcome to Let the Ball Bounce. This your host, Dre Bailey.
And it's your man, Goose Thomas. What it is, people.
Mr. Bill Blockham Logan in the building,
Hello.
man. Mr. Steven Senior is in Chicago right now in the Windy City a week before the All-Star game. Boy, you need to sit down somewhere. How dare you do that to yourself, man? You go all the way to Chicago, man, to enjoy the Chicago festivities.
Yeah.
A week before the All-Star game? What you for the help set up? Let me find out. Let me find out you working in conventions. Let me find out you helping put up the gates and stuff like that.
GES Chicago style.
Setting up the Papa Shop.
That's why he answered his phone.
That's horrible. Let me find out you setting up the LTBB broadcasting stage before we get there next week. Come on, man.
Yikes.
Makes no sense. But we do have filling in for him, Mr. Jalen Crockett. Young Jalen Crockett in the building, man. Say what up with him.
What up?
Yeah, man.
Jalen, say what up.
Jalen, man. Jalen's in high school now, man. And it is crazy, man.
Crazy.
And the boy wears my size shoes.
Man.
When I leave to go out of town, he sneaks in my room and he wears my shoes, which is not the business.
All I did was wear the coat.
It don't matter.
Get out my closet,
Kobe
son.
is no longer here no more. Those shoes do not deserve to be played in at all. They're retired. They retired when he retired. I'm just being honest.
You're wearing basketball court shoes outside.
Yeah, sometimes.
But you wearing them still.
Sometimes.
It don't matter. You're still wearing them.
Sometimes.
He trying to pin you in the corner, bro.
On my shoes that I bought with my chips.
You got 35 pair of shoes. What you need them for?
Uh-oh. You trying to pin you.
Because I want to look at them.
You got about
you, bro.
half of those you don't even wear.
Because I want to look at him.
He trying to pin you, bro.
That's not fair.
So when he go in his room, he just want to look.
That's
not
it.
fair.
I want to
deserve
see that
those
they
shoes.
there.
Hey, man.
I deserve
When you
those
get
shoes.
pinned
That's
to a
not
brick
fair.
wall,
I
you gotta box your way out.
deserve those shoes.
Maybe when I
Deserve
grow
those
up.
shoes.
Okay, well this is a deal that I'll give you. If you get nothing but A's and B's on your report card, you can have them.
Oh.
Done. He said done.
I'm talking about at the end of the year.
Okay.
No C's, no D's.
Ain't
Just
gonna be
A's
no
and
D's.
B's.
Ain't
He
gonna
said
be no
done.
D's.
That's it.
Done.
Yeah.
He said done.
He was like,
Yeah.
all right, easy money.
Don't
Yeah.
back out. Don't back out.
Okay.
Easy money.
All right. So Jalen is in high school right now, man, and big ups to you, man. He's a freshman. So why don't you tell everybody what position you play as a freshman?
Point guard.
He plays point guard on the what team?
Uh-huh.
What teams?
Darrell Academy, Red Rock.
Okay. Well, what you play point guard for what team? The freshmen, the varsity, the what?
Varsity
Okay.
and JV. Yeah.
Okay.
Varsity and
Hey,
JV.
Oh, you moonlight.
Yeah, as a freshman.
Yeah.
Moonlighting.
He moonlights.
Let the ball bounce. Sports Talk Radio, man. Follow Let the Ball Bounce on Twitter, man, and that's with one T. Come on, man, get hip. It makes no sense why you do not follow Let the Ball Bounce on Twitter. We've been on
Absolutely,
Twitter
man.
longer than anything right
Absolutely.
now, man. Let the Ball Bounce on IG, man. Shoot us some pictures, man, and we're gonna start putting more pictures on there. We're gonna start taking more pictures, man, just so you guys can hit us in the DM, man. If you want to be a sponsor of the Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio Show, hit us up at lettheballbounce@gmail.com.
Sure.
Shoot us those emails, man.
Just
Hey,
inbox
and
us.
we
It's cool.
already got the sponsorship packages circulating, through social media and email, man. And Tara, we're still waiting on your dad
Yep. Shout out Tara McCree.
to pick one of those nice young packages.
Shout out T. McCree.
Let us know, man. We tried to get a young serial killer dad in here, but
Yeah.
I think that wasn't going to work out because at the time, serial killer didn't have a job.
Right.
And I don't even think that the fact that he has a job now still counts that he has a job because now he works at Jerry's Nugget. How many
it's
people go
not
to
really
Jerry's Nugget?
It's not really a job.
All them OG gangster Donna Crips that we grew up with.
And look, I tell people this all the time. I don't frequent Jerry's, but I go in enough. You know, because Pop's big, you know, he bet. But when I go in there, I got to have them chicken fingers.
Man, I heard that the chicken fingers over at Jerry's
I like that
Nugget,
Italian
man.
restaurant. I like that Italian restaurant down the way, though. That Italian restaurant is pretty nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. I
But
got to
those
have
chicken
them
fingers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow Let the Ball Bounce on Facebook.
Is that on the meal prep plan?
No.
It ain't.
It's not on the meal
Listen,
prep plan,
it can't
brother.
be.
Billy.
It can't be.
It can't be.
No, Willie. It's Willie today.
Willie today.
Okay.
I'll be highly disrespectful. Disrespect. Feel disrespected if somebody called me Willie. Willie.
No, it's not a
Willie Dynamite. That's what I think of when I think of Willie. Willie Dynamite.
Coming down the steps
Yep.
like sideways.
Yep. That's Willie Dynamite.
Willie Dynamite.
I mean, at a nice pace, too.
Yeah.
Hey, follow Let the Ball Bounce, man, on Facebook, where we got the hottest sports talk page on social media, man. Look, man, I know I get tagged a lot. I get tagged a lot in other people's sports groups. And no disrespect to anybody else's sports group on Facebook. I truly support you.
Absolutely.
I truly support you.
All
If
day
you
long.
wanted to, put a topic on our page, we've already told you guys that
Absolutely.
is fine. You got to get approval first. But I don't do a lot of dialogue on other people's sports talk pages. I just don't. I don't think it's disrespectful, but I will give dialogue on our own sports talk page. Sure.
You really don't do a lot of dialogue on ours.
I don't.
It's mostly eyes,
That's it.
likes.
That's it.
That's his form of dialogue.
Right? But what I do is I dialogue on the actual radio show.
Yes.
So if you want to hear what Dre Day has to say, you actually have to listen to the show. Other than that, I don't care how you feel. Because we're still telling people a decade later that we have an actual radio show.
Still.
That makes no sense. Right? It's even on the actual cover page. It tells you what time, what days, Pacific Coast time, all of that.
Right.
Download the Gorilla Cross app on your phone, man. If you have not done that yet, please do it right now,
Please.
man. It makes no sense. Download the Gorilla Cross app, man. Follow Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio Show and show your support, show your love for your guy Dre Bailey,
Man, Goose Thomas.
Bill Blockham Logan,
Yeah.
and Mr. Young Jalen Crockett in the building today. He has a
sir.
basketball game at 5 o'clock today?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and so it's at 5 o'clock today, man. So we're going to be taking care of that. Big ups to Sherm the Worm in the building. Mr. Steven Sr. again out there setting up barricades for the actual NBA All-Star game.
God, bro.
This coming weekend. Look, man, we have a
believe
lot of exciting news to talk to you guys about as far as NBA trades, new teams, players, different acquisitions, and all type of things in the NBA, man.
A lot going on.
Small ball.
Yeah, small ball.
Small ball.
We're going to talk about that. NFL a little bit, spring training coming up. UFC is here. But right now, man, what's been circulating across social media is Miss Gayle King, who took it upon herself to do an interview with Lisa Leslie. And I really urge everyone to watch the actual full interview. Don't just take little inserts and have a whole soliloquy about what you think went on in that interview. I'm going to need you to actually watch the entire interview. And even watching the entire interview, I feel that she was dead wrong. Dead wrong. It makes no sense to bring up a person's past after a person has passed.
Tragically.
With his daughter.
Which a lot of people have still not gotten over.
People are
You're
still
not gonna get over
mourning
that.
right now.
You're not going to get
People
over
are
that, bro.
still in mourning right now. And in fact, the entire city of LA still has this cloud hanging over the city, man. They lost one of their own. Although Kobe Bryant is not born and raised in LA, he is an LA he is LA's prodigal son.
He spent more time there than he did anywhere else.
Yes, he did.
So there's that.
So
he is Los Angeles.
Yes, he is. So Gayle King did an interview, and she basically tried to interrogate Lisa Leslie about their friendship. Yeah,
that's a really good word. Bro.
She tried to interrogate Lisa Leslie about their friendship, about her friendship with Kobe Bryant, and the allegations of the rape charge back in 2003. And I thought that so eloquently, Lisa Leslie answered the question and kind of wanted to just move on from that and just kind of just celebrate his life as he lived it, not really bringing up the old bones or skeletons in his closet. It really amazes me because as close as Gayle and Oprah was to what's the white guy?
Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein. That they've not yet had an interview with him, but yet you want to have an interview with Lisa Leslie, out of all people, really interrogating the fact that she was still his friend. And how do you feel about being friends with a person who was accused of doing this to women?
She called it complicated.
That's what Lisa.
Well, Gayle King.
Gayle said
she said that his legacy is complicated. And I'm like, well, how's it complicated?
Right.
Because that's been taken care of a long time ago.
Yeah. Kids that were born then are now grown people.
Yeah.
That's how long ago that was.
And she said herself that it had been dismissed. Okay, so if knowing that, why are you still going back and asking her the same questions over and over again about that?
Yeah. Here's my thing.
Uh-oh. Hey, get ready.
Here's my thing. Gayle King has been in media for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah, she didn't just start this.
She didn't just start.
I know where you're going with this.
Yes, please go there.
So for her to act irresponsible
as a journalist,
this is irresponsibility at its finest. Number one, whether Kobe, now it's been said that Kobe Bryant may not have been granting interviews at the time, which if any one of us were going through something like that and it was in the spotlight, you may not have been granting interviews at that particular time.
Literally.
You're not, because I mean it's an open wound. You're not granting. I'm not getting ready to let you throw salt in my wound at that time. But despite that, you had 17 years of his life, and you did not talk to this man face to face, right? You wait until he dies alongside his daughter to now corner, and I use the word corner because that's exactly what she did to Lisa Leslie. She cornered Lisa Leslie, which is one of Kobe Bryant's best friends in the world. You cornered her and tried to get her to say something outlandish, and she did not fall for your bait.
She didn't waver.
You then in turn, when you get the backlash, and when CBS
and boy did she get the backlash.
Oh boy, did she get the backlash. Absolutely. We've all seen it. No need for me to go into that.
I'll go into it when you finish.
Absolutely. Be my guest.
And boy, did she get it.
You then, when CBS airs the snippet, now let me throw out a disclaimer here. Whether they aired the snippet or the entire interview, what was said is what was said, Gayle. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Yeah. People aren't going to now go back and say, well, she did say this in the interview. No, that's not what's going to happen, Gayle, and you know that.
Right.
You know that. And looking at, I want to use Snoop as an example. What he said. It was a small portion of what he said. It's been tons of people that have spoken. Bill Bellamy, I saw his snippet. along with D.L. Hughley and also Ricky Smiley. One thing that Snoop said that resonates with me, and it wasn't the calling her out of her name or none of that, because I don't condone any of that. Whatever Snoop said, those are his feelings. I'm not condoning.
And
that.
he felt that was his homeboy.
Absolutely. There you go. What he said that resonated with me was, Gayle, you one of us. You one of us. Why would you in turn slander after this has been long taken care of? Now what Kobe apologized for was not necessarily raping that girl, because she came up there willingly. She came to his room willingly.
Yes.
And at least three other DNAs were found in her undergarment.
Yikes.
So let's not.
But I heard somebody say, well, that don't mean she wasn't raped.
Okay. If look, let me tell y'all something. And y'all hear me real good. Hear me real good when I say this. If somebody makes an attempt to take my booty, I'm gonna let somebody know. Never will I ever keep it under wraps.
Okay.
Never.
So,
And she didn't.
But
She reported the rape.
She didn't show up to court.
Rape. She cried rape, and that's what got the ball rolling, which she should have done if it did happen.
But she didn't show up to court.
But for you not to show up,
well, you know what? Let me go ahead and say this. Okay. There are no women on this panel right now, right? And so we don't know how it feels to be a woman to have something so heinous as far as rape attached to your name,
right?
Number one, and the fact that something was violated when it comes to your body.
Sure.
Okay. I know people that have had these things happen to them,
right.
and so far has never came forward.
Yeah.
Because they feel scared.
Right.
Still.
Mm-hmm.
They feel that they're gonna get a lot of backlash for why bring it up now? Why would you put yourself in that situation? Why this? Why that? They don't want to have to answer any of those questions.
Right.
And so just being silent and being quiet kind of helps them get through it.
Right.
Now, we can't force a woman to say, if I've been raped, I'm going to go say something right away.
Sure.
We don't know what psyche that is.
Absolutely.
Because we just don't know what psyche it is.
Right. And when I said I speak for myself.
Right.
I can't speak for everybody else and what they would do.
Right. But the fact that she did come forward.
Right.
This isn't something that she, kept under wraps.
Right.
And, God bless those women who have kept those things under wraps and still haven't found the courage inside.
It's tough
to say anything. My heart goes out to them, literally and truly. Mm-hmm. This is not what we're talking about. But the fact that she did come forth and the follow through wasn't all the way there. Now, I don't know why she didn't follow all the way through or whatever. Know. But the fact is that, was it thrown out? Was it dismissed?
It was dismissed.
It was dismissed.
And it was over with.
Right.
Right? Why are we continuing, Miss Gayle, a.k.a. Joanna Man Built? Why would we continue to harp on this after he's gone? So tragically, though.
Right.
Like
there were other things to talk about?
It seems
there was
like they
plenty more to talk about.
Talk about the positive things.
Yes.
And even if you wanted to bring that up with Kobe, you could have scheduled an interview with Kobe to talk about the things that he's doing after basketball and then kind of spring that on him. Right. During that time. Mm-hmm. But right now, the country, and it seems like the world, is still mourning. Now, I'm going to use this as an example. Remember in the movie Malcolm X? And Elijah Muhammad told Malcolm X, don't speak on the JFK's assassination because just don't speak
do
on
it. Don't do it. Yeah.
But Malcolm X did. He said, kind of it's like the, chickens coming home to roost, or whatever the phrase or the comment that he made. And Elijah Muhammad told him
the context is the same thing.
Context is the same thing.
Yes.
Is that good though?
No.
Is that a good? No. What I'm saying is it a good comparison? It's
a good comparison.
Good comparison.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So because Elijah Muhammad went to him afterwards and said, I specifically told you not to say anything about JFK. The country loved this man.
Yes.
Yep.
They love this man.
Yep.
And so I'm going to say the same thing about Kobe. Whether you were a Kobe fan or not, we've talked about this on the show weeks ago.
True.
Your heart still goes out to him and everyone's lives that were taken, especially his daughter too, man.
That's the sucky part.
And so this is not the time to start putting dirt on this man's name.
Yep.
It is not the time for Dre Day to throw a post about how Kobe is a snitch.
Right.
Those things are not.
Time and place for everything.
It's a time and place for everything.
Yes.
Yep.
And right now, as a journalist, you picked the wrong time, and you should get some backlash. Now, should you be getting death threats?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Come
That I
on.
don't agree.
No.
Peoples, we got to do better.
Yeah, got to do better than that.
We can't be threatening to kill Gayle King. I mean, come on now. Right? That's not going to happen. Just to even say that is wrong. But Gayle has to take some type of responsibility. At least in my eyes.
Absolutely.
There's some type of responsibility. You have to be accountable for the things that you say. We're accountable for the things that we say.
Absolutely. Totally. And
it's to a point. It's to a point on our show when we say something about somebody dead. They say it's not the time, Bill. It's not the time.
Too soon.
And you kind of fall back a little bit.
Sure.
In respect for that.
Sure. Absolutely. My thing is, this is my thing. There's a difference. Like, there's a such thing as asking the right question or asking the tough question and being irresponsible or being insensitive.
Right.
I can ask a tough question, but at the same time, in asking that tough question, I can also be insensitive. That's what we're experiencing right now with Gayle. She asked a tough question, but it was insensitive because of timing. You have to know timing. You have to understand that. And I go back to my Snoop reference. Don't condone anything that he said in reference to calling her names and out of her name. I'm not with that. Whatever Snoop said, those are his feelings. He said that. But when he referenced, it was real powerful. For me to say something powerful coming from Snoop, it had to resonate. For him to say, Gayle, you one of us, man.
But not only that, he took it a little deeper.
Yes,
he
he
said,
did. Yes,
he
he
said,
did.
I swear, we the worst.
Yes, we the worst.
When he said we the worst,
We the worst.
Yes.
I was like, boy,
Look,
We the worst.
we the worst.
we the worst.
We go at us. For what?
Hard though.
What? And this is my thing. What are you trying to gain out of this, Gayle? Like, this is not the R. Kelly thing where there is like overwhelming evidence and where,
Or some hardened criminal
Right.
that has killed,
right.
Killed a whole bunch of folks.
Exactly.
I can see that.
Sure.
This dude was a positive guy,
Right.
a beloved guy.
Sure.
It was no reason for her to go that.
No, it really wasn't, man. And it was, who was it? Whose snippet did I just watch? My guy that just wrote the Jay-Z book. Why am I missing his name right now?
Michael Eric Dyson.
Michael Eric Dyson.
Dyson.
And I agree with everything he said.
Sure. In the grand scheme of things,
Yes.
I agree with
Yes.
everything he said.
Yeah.
But this is about Gayle. This is not about the broad picture right now. We're talking about Gayle King right now. This is not the broad picture. Gayle King said this, not the broad picture. So everything he said in its totality, I fully agree with. I agree with. We gotta respect our women, period. But especially us as black men, we gotta respect our black women. Yeah. That has to happen.
And why do we have to keep?
Why do we gotta preach that? Like, that's stupid. Like, why I gotta reiterate that? That's dumb. That's dumb. Moving on. But we're talking about what Gayle King specifically said about Kobe Bryant. That's what this is. This is not on the broad scheme of things. This is not the broad spectrum. This is fixated on Gayle King. And what she did was out of pocket, and she got to take responsibility for it. Yeah. Period.
Yeah.
And by us giving her outs.
Passes.
Stop it.
She has to ask those tough questions. No, she don't.
No, she didn't. She didn't have to ask that to Lisa Leslie. No, she didn't.
No. Totally disagree with that.
Didn't have to ask that.
Yeah.
The man's wife is still mourning. His kids are still mourning.
Can you just imagine?
She wasn't the only one. There was was it a teacher? I forget what.
Basketball coach.
Principal.
There's a principal or teacher.
She got fired.
Got fired.
Oh, yeah.
And there's another teacher that was placed on leave that was really insensitive, saying that basically Kobe got what he deserved.
Got karma. What? Wow.
With his daughter?
Really?
That's karma?
And 7 other people?
That's karma?
Wow.
That's karma?
Come on, man.
He got away with rape.
Come on.
Okay.
Let me tell you what
my thing is, how do you get away with rape?
Let me tell you what karma is. I go to your house, I steal something, and then a year later, I have a party at my house and something comes up missing.
Yeah.
That's called karma.
Yeah.
All right, let me tell you what another thing, or what another karma is.
And karma only happens to the person who does it, not 7, 8 other people.
That makes no sense.
That don't make no sense.
You don't lump karma in with everybody who in the same car with you.
You do not.
Because we've all done something that we're not proud of.
Sure.
And if I knew, and I knew some karma was coming, I'm out of here.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And if karma worked that way, I don't think most people would hang in groups.
Right.
Can you imagine Quan just on a F karma, spree, and we all hanging with him, and we know that karma is going to get the entire group that's with Quan.
Quan don't know.
When karma comes back. That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
Oh, man, this is tough, bro.
But, there were some very insensitive things that a quote-unquote comedic said about.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Some black women.
Women?
Yeah.
The black women came out and said harsh stuff about
it.
I'm like,
but nobody's nobody's up in arms about that.
Right.
Nobody's up in arms about it. But this, now we trying to protect Gayle King? What did Gayle King do to get protection? What did she do to warrant black folks protecting her?
Well, she
works, people in general.
Well, because she works with Oprah.
So, what did Oprah do to warrant black folks protection? Let's keep it a buck. I'm here to keep it honest.
Well, she did whoop Harpo ass for putting hands on her. I know that for a fact. You told Harpo to beat me. All my life I had to fight.
I had
to fight my uncles, my brothers, my daddy. I never thought that I would have to come home and fight my own husband in my own house.
All my life.
But I kill him dead. She made sure she said that.
Before I let him beat me.
That's the only thing she did. But Oprah can't save you right now.
No.
You need to have a interview special directed that you should come out and basically say,
I was wrong.
I was dead wrong.
Not make excuses. That's one thing I do not like.
Blaming
excuses.
She's blaming CBS?
No, it's not CBS's fault.
They took snippets of the interview.
That wasn't no snippet.
If you watch the whole interview, you'll get the same idea. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Watch the whole interview, you'll get the same exact thing.
So look, man.
Why?
What we're saying is we need to start, us as a people, and I'm going to just start there, need to start being more accountable for the things that we do.
Yes.
And we need to start uplifting each other, not continuing to try to break us down after the fact.
Right.
What do you gain from that? Like Goose said, what is there to gain?
I have no, like, that's my thing here. Like, what is she gaining? And then if you go into the interview when Lisa Leslie said, this is Lisa Leslie's, one of her best friends. They've known each other for decades. I don't know him to be that way. This is my best friend, though.
Oh, well, you wouldn't see it. You wouldn't see it. You wouldn't see it, you know.
What, Gayle?
Really?
Really, dog? I know my best friend better than anybody.
Man.
But I wouldn't see it? How? How I wouldn't see it as the person that talk and chill with this person every day.
And here's another thing, too. Kobe did not have to do what he did when that happened.
No, he
did
didn't.
not have to go to the world and say
he was sorry and he was up there crying and everything.
With his wife by his side.
Who didn't waver.
He could have stayed silent and didn't say anything about the whole incident, let the court proceedings happen, and let it lay at that.
Yep.
But he went towards the nation, dang near,
Yes.
and told everybody what it was.
Right.
Now, whether you believed it or not, that's individual. That's an individual,
Absolutely.
mindset.
It's on you.
But by him saying that he didn't rape her and it was consensual,
Right.
Who are we to say? Who am I to say that he's lying?
Right.
Who am I to say that he wasn't lying?
Right.
I wasn't there.
Right.
So my thing is, okay, well, we're gonna let the courts decide that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the court did.
And they did.
But
he did not. My thing is, he did not have to do that.
No.
There's a lot of people get accused of things and they don't come out.
Nope.
They stay silent.
They silent.
Yeah.
The right to remain.
So I respect that man for that.
Right.
Because he didn't have to do that.
Right. But my thing, what I gathered out of that was him apologizing to his wife.
Yeah. Publicly apologizing to his wife.
For even going there.
Yeah.
Yes. For even going there.
Entertaining.
I'm apologizing to my wife that's sitting right here next to me. That's what I got out of that.
Mm-hmm.
It went to the courts. They said no.
Mm-hmm.
What else are we talking about 17 years later?
Yeah.
What else?
Well, there
has Harvey Weinstein went to the court yet?
Of course not. No. Has he been on Oprah
No,
yet?
he chipped everybody out.
No. Oh.
He chipped up everybody.
Even after Terry Crews told you he groped them? No.
A grown 6'9" bodybuilder.
No, nobody believes Terry Crews because he make his pecs jump.
Pop locking body.
Because he pop lock everywhere. Nobody believes him. That man came out and told y'all he got touched by another grown man and don't nobody believe him.
Whoa. Yeah.
And Weinstein's actually in court right now. So
yeah,
just to clarify.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But is it
I'm waiting for the interview though.
That's what I'm waiting for. Is it to this extreme? Is it like this? No. The answer is no. It's not.
No.
Well, look, man.
And here we are.
We are. And I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to ask Jalen this question. How did you feel when you heard the Kobe Bryant news? Actually, where were you at and how did that news come across, when you heard that Kobe Bryant passed?
Oh, I was on the TMZ page when I refreshed it.
Wow.
Kobe Bryant killed in helicopter crash.
Wow.
Right. Now, were you a Kobe Bryant?
I didn't grow up watching Kobe Bryant because I wasn't, around when he was in his prime, like you guys around me. But, yeah, I watched a couple of his clips and, yeah, I've seen him, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, Jalen's pretty young. I mean, what are some of the players that you actually, grew up kind of watching?
More of like the LeBron, the Kyrie, Steph Curry, the Durant, all the people that were coming up.
Generation.
That's his generation.
That's his generation.
Right?
Yeah.
But did you feel some type of hurt, or were you empathetic for what happened to Kobe? And
I mean, yeah, I felt really sorry for his family, but I can't really feel some type of way because I didn't grow up knowing him.
Yeah, it wasn't really no impact
right.
felt from
But
Kobe.
but you see what he said?
No.
I felt bad for his family though.
Yep. Which Gayle King doing what she did and saying what she said.
You could not have
felt anything for that family.
That's what I'm saying, man.
By doing and saying what you said. It's
Nothing.
impossible.
Nothing.
Impossible.
Let the ball bounce. Sports Talk Radio, man. This is what we do. We give you guys the real. We give you guys the best of
Sure.
Sports Talk Radio. Your guy, Dre Bailey.
Man, Goose Thomas.
Bill Blockham Logan. Mr. Jalen Crockett in the building. Caller. What's your name? What's your question?
Jalen Crockett, huh?
Yes,
This is
indeed.
Armando.
What's up with you, bro?
So Dre, no, not much. Well, Dre, I mean, I forgot what was the word you used. You said soliloquy. What did Gayle do to Lisa? No, I know what soliloquy means, but there was another word you used. What did she do? She cornered her.
I
think that was the word you used.
I said interrogated.
Yeah, interrogated. Yeah.
Okay, well let me correct you because we got 4 men of color, 4 black men up there that I'm watching on Facebook right now. I think we want to correct the word. It wasn't an interrogation, my guy. That was she accosted her.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good
There
word.
it is.
Ooh.
There it is.
That's a good word.
There it is.
And first, I want you all to see the forest through the trees. First and foremost, we act like as black men this is something new with Gayle King. This is not new behavior. And first and foremost, when you have Oprah coming up, come crying, I'm going to come crying on TV. I'm getting death threats. Well, obviously, nobody is going to say that we should be doing things like death threats. That's absurd.
Right.
But what is equally as absurd as black men, I think that where we should start recognizing our power, and we should start doing things. You know what? She deserves to be muted. She deserves hashtag to be muted. Enough is enough.
Interesting.
Because it's easy for them because look at she's gone after black men that are not even on this planet anymore. And I can name 2 of them to you. One is Kobe, God bless him.
Yep.
And the other is Michael Jackson, who's been off this earth for over 10 years.
That's
Wow.
So let me remind you, she has a history. I don't know if Gayle King has an allergy to black men or whatever it is.
That's a
with
good
the
one,
little
too.
helmet on her head that she was wearing. She was adjusting that helmet on her head when she was interviewing Lisa Leslie because that wig looked like it was about to come off.
Ooh,
So
bulletproof
I don't know
one,
what's
too.
going on with. Well, no, I'm a little. I even told Goose that I was fired up.
Yes, he did.
A couple of things you don't do. First of all, now I was not a Kobe fan. I said that before.
Yeah.
But there's a thing is without a shadow of a doubt, great player. Without a shadow of a doubt. But here's the thing: she's gone after R. Kelly, but I have no problem with that.
Mr.
Part,
PP
but
Man.
She's gone after Bill. Yeah, she's gone after Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, Kobe Bryant. I mean, this is not new behavior. This is a systemic problem. And so for her best friend, her best girlfriend, which is Oprah, you get a car, you go after a black man, you go after a black man. So here's the thing. Her best friend, they like going after black men. So here's what I'm going to say to us as black men. And if black women, you say we don't support you, here's how we are supporting you. Because every time one of them goes after, they went after this, not only this black man, but his family. This is not okay. Hashtag she needs to be absolutely mutilated. No, excuse me. Correction. Bring back that word. Let me rewind that.
Muted.
Not what I meant. Yeah, muted. Thank you. That is not what I meant. I want to be very clear. She needs to be muted.
Yep.
Canceled. And so CBS did not get this wrong. This was not a mistake.
No.
This was purposely done. And she has she's done this numerous times. So for me, what I thought, not only was it out of bounds, I applaud Lisa Leslie for not taking the bait.
Yep.
What I don't applaud is we as black men not calling on her to be muted. It's easy for Rose McGowan and all them crying about Harvey Weinstein, but they eviscerate us. There's a double standard. Harvey Weinstein gets to wait all this time to be, and I heard Quan say earlier he's on trial. That's nice. Yes, he is. But the thing is, we get publicly eviscerated in the media. We are guilty before being proven innocent. And Goose, you understand we're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty.
Absolutely.
I could be wrong.
No,
but
you're
here's the
absolutely
thing.
correct.
As black as black men, as men, even just as men, period.
Yeah, absolutely.
If a woman says, and Jalen, I hope you are listening to me very clearly, young man.
Yep.
I want you to hear me very clearly because I'm talking to you right now. If a woman says you touched her, you have done anything, you are done, son. You are done. And Goose, you can look at any of them, tell them I'm wrong.
No, he's not.
No, the thing
wrong.
is what Gayle is doing. She knows exactly what she's doing.
Man.
And so enough is enough, and we must know our power as black men. Enough is enough.
Wow.
I'm sorry, brothers, to be so fired up.
No, that's
The only
good.
thing I
It's
want to
okay.
take liberty with.
It's okay.
I want to take one more point of liberty to my friends. Since y'all whipped up us in the NFC Championship, y'all got y'all comeback. As James Brown would say, y'all got the sheets pulled off you. I just want to say congratulations to Brother Mahomes.
Yes,
to the
indeed,
Kansas
man.
City Chiefs.
Absolutely.
I still want to give some props because I was a
You
cheering
got
for him.
to.
And big ups to Lamar for
Yes.
MVP.
Yes, indeed.
Big ups.
Yes, indeed.
So I'm
Absolutely.
gonna get off y'all. I want to listen to y'all.
Hey, man, we
Well, God
appreciate
bless.
you, Armando. Big time, man. Thanks for the call, bro.
Here's another thing
appreciate the
that
call,
Gayle.
G.
Here's another thing that Gayle did on the CBS morning show. They had a panel of men.
Didn't show up.
They had,
This last one, she noticeably absent.
No,
Oh.
this was last year.
Yeah.
It was a show about men being afraid to be with women in the workplace
Oh,
because
Interesting.
of being accused.
Yes, absolutely.
She said, "Well, if men knew how to act,
Mm.
they wouldn't be afraid to be around us."
Mm.
interesting.
Mm.
I'm like,
Whoa. That's,
so men don't know how to act now.
wow.
So that's another little stab
Yeah.
at men
Yeah.
that she tried, and I was like,
Wow.
Gayle King on some other
She
stuff.
really she is. Now, we're specifically talking about a black man in this
I know how
instant,
to act.
right? This is specific to Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
And I was reading some stuff and I think it was what you referred to with the women coming out and saying, you know, F Kobe Bryant and basically saying F
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
He ain't never done nothing for black folks, but he took care of the whole Latina community, of course, referring to Vanessa. This is my thing. That's his wife.
That's his
Why?
wife.
What? That is his wife. Are you kidding me? So you're upset because he didn't marry you? But when I see you with a Caucasian, I don't get mad.
At
I don't
all.
get upset
At all.
because that's who you
You
love.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not upset at you for that.
Love who you love.
Love who you love. But you mad because he taking care of his wife
That makes no sense.
And
What?
children?
and kids? This is what we upset about right now? You have got to be kidding me. You gotta be. This ain't real.
That's petty.
No. I ain't gonna even get this ain't real. I don't believe it. This can't be life. This is what we own?
Yeah. They tweeted that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. On IG.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know,
Unbelievable.
they're saying
man.
that there are over 1 billion people on social media, more than any religion. And we open up social media to everyone to have a voice and an opinion on absolutely everything that goes on in this entire world.
Yep.
I find that just,
Disturbing?
ironically disturbing.
It's to the point now where people will even post about them not getting the likes of
Oh
comments
my God.
that they think they should be getting
Holy crap.
because they posted something.
Holy crap.
I post every day. I don't care if I get.
Don't matter.
It's
Nothing.
just a post.
Yeah.
If you like it, you scroll by it, or you don't like it.
Don't
It's-
matter, man.
Yeah, it
That's
don't matter.
tough, man. That's a tough
Gayle
one.
King, you need to wake up, drink some coffee, and apologize.
Yep.
And that's the start
Yep.
that you can do there. And then, kind of move forward. But an apology
she was so arrogant though.
Yeah, she was.
And that's what's like sticking with me.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't know, Lisa. You wouldn't know. That was so arrogant, bro.
Yeah, it was.
God,
And
it
to
was so
the
arrogant.
ignorant karma people,
Jeez.
it was determined that the engine was not the cause of the crash.
Yes.
It was visibility.
Yes. Visibility.
That has nothing to do with karma.
No, it actually doesn't. And they said that the pilot, basically disobeyed flight regulations during that time.
Yeah.
And
Federal flights were down at that point.
Those of you who live in California, and I, went to Long Beach State, and I was in Long Beach from 98 to 2003.
I went to school in the Central Valley. So foggy,
right?
In Central California, you have no idea, bro.
Every morning, it's like that.
Fog at the ground, bro. You can't see.
I'm talking about it probably be around noon
before
the fog clears up a little bit. And that's just being real.
Yeah.
Okay. This was all the way in Long Beach. I can't even imagine out in the hills, in the mountains. But visibility was really bad at that time. And so God rest his soul, him and his daughter and the other lives that were lost. And to all you journalists out there, please behave responsibly.
Yeah, I was going to say, journalize responsibly.
That's it.
That's what you do.
And to all you woke people,
be responsible.
To all you woke people who says that she had to answer those questions.
No, she didn't.
What?
No, she didn't.
What?
No, she didn't.
You don't have to.
You need to wake up again.
She didn't have to.
Because she did not have to ask those questions.
She did not.
No.
But and it makes me think that Lisa Leslie was being railroaded, because had she known that she was going to be getting asked questions of 2003 Kobe's rape allegations, she could have told her peoples and the producers, I will not be answering any questions regarding Kobe Bryant's 2003 before this interview starts. I know Michael Jackson used to do that a lot. He used to, before he do interviews, and a lot of people, before they do interviews, I won't be answering certain questions about certain cases that may be ongoing or that are in the past.
Because she's here to talk about this man's
legacy,
his life, his impact. She wasn't here to talk about a 2003 rape case.
No.
That he was acquitted of.
No.
She wasn't here for that. Yeah. So you can see in her face that it kind of like took her back a little bit. She was like, "Whoa, I didn't expect that."
But I'm not going to give her what she wants.
No.
But I'm not finna give her the bait.
This is what I'm going to give her.
That was my friend.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm gonna tell you this: as soon as the cameras went off, she should have stood her 7'11" tail up and put that size 14 right in her back.
Slap the dog.
Look, LTBB in the building. Your guy Dre Bailey,
man, Goose Thomas,
Bill Blockham, Logan, Mr. Jalen Crockett in the building. Man, caller. What's your name? What's your question?
Hey, it's Cassandra Cusino.
Hey, the Sportsnista.
Yeah.
What's happening, baby?
What it do?
You on that fight tonight? I know you're gonna be tuned in, boo. I know.
You know what? I'm actually watching. I'm doing some pre-fight coverage right now.
Yes.
But I wanted to call and talk to you kids for a quick minute. And actually, I think it was Dre you just brought. First of all, my kids are in the house and they're loud as hell. So
hey, that's kids.
I flip-flop down the stairs, so bear with me. But I got the time right now.
That's right.
You just said you're talking about journalists and actually like reading them and taking a moment to understand, the who and when you're talking to. I spend most of my time interviewing fighters.
Sure.
Boxers, MMA dudes. A lot of them got cases.
Right.
A lot of them. They're knuckleheads and have done things and have past.
Right.
And there have been multiple times when I am standing with someone who I know has either a current case or something that's pending that people probably want to know about. And I've chosen not to ask them those questions because I'm conscious of the fact, the legalities of it.
That's right.
Number one. And number two, I'm talking to a human being. It's different.
Yep.
when you're standing in front of somebody
Sure.
and have to ask them that question, because you know what happens? You've got some empathy for that person.
Sure.
Maybe not just them, but if there's victims involved. I'm going to run across Gervonta Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know,
Yep.
we all saw what happened with Tank.
We sure did.
Yeah.
We sure did. Out of pocket.
Those questions are going to have to be asked of him, though.
Right.
So, whereas Gayle may have felt compelled to ask the question, there's another time for her to ask that question.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And maybe in a different form. So I saw the whole interview. Who saw the whole interview?
Yeah, we saw the whole interview.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't the whole thing, right? And I can see how if you just saw that clip, like it just, you know, we live in an era where rage can take over.
Yes.
Sure.
And I think that what she was trying to do was to allow Kobe's friend to speak to the individuals who have been asking the question, like, why aren't we saying this about Kobe? He's got this entire legacy and this thing happened. I think she was trying to let his friend, put that to rest in a compassionate way so that it didn't have to be asked over and over again.
Interesting.
What happened was, Gayle, being a journalist for 40-something years, she has muscle memory in that chair.
Yes, she did.
Got you.
And she was disconnected from Kobe, not just Kobe, the 8 other people, including Gianna, who were in the helicopter. We're talking about real people and real lives. We're not talking about a court case here. And it's really different to sit there and read a docket than
true.
to actually talk about a human being. So I'm not coming for Gayle like that. And in the terms of she needs to be canceled and we're not talking about her hair, that's wrong, y'all. You know, I know that people feel like they need to get some jokes off and everything, but just like we're talking about the individuals who perished in that helicopter as human beings, we're going to have to talk about Gayle King as a human being. And I'm not going to allow people to lump Bill Cosby into this conversation.
Right.
Okay? Bill Cosby legit is in prison for raping and drugging over 30 women.
Right.
I appreciate you, Dre, for bringing up the fact that if women have been sexually assaulted or raped, they're not always going to come forward.
That's right.
I have at least 6 girlfriends and family members who have been assaulted and raped who didn't go to trial. One did. And the day of the trial, she decided it was too much for her.
Wow.
Yes.
It was too much.
Wow.
It was actually someone who was known in the community. She had already received death threats.
Man.
Her kids were in the community, and she couldn't go to trial, even though she felt like she was 100% in the right. So we can't. This is why women don't come forward, because of conversations that continue to call them out, saying that, well, if you're right and it happened, why don't you stand up? Well, because all of this. That's
Yes.
Interesting.
So we have to be careful in that. You could be mad with Gayle, but don't bring victims into this.
No.
Right.
Like, it's because those are real lives too, at stake.
Sure.
There's women. You know, I don't know if y'all remember, but Gabrielle Union was raped twice on her job when she worked in a shopping mall, like at a Payless or something like that.
I did hear that. I think I did hear
By
that.
the same dude.
Man,
Yes.
That's crazy.
The same dude.
Unbelievable. Wow.
He came back for her.
Wow.
So there's women living with this kind of fear
That's right.
every single day. So you can have the conversation, but we also, I think, have to be responsible when you have a microphone or even on, social media. We have to be responsible that we're not bringing other lives into this that don't have nothing to do with it.
That's right.
And in Snoop's pocket, he was completely, because Snoop, his words were, before I come get you. Now, Snoop is a known gangster.
Right. That had his own court, that had his own cases.
Right, but it's not like Snoop. I don't know what Snoop's going to do. I can't say if he is or he ain't.
Right.
But I know that there's some knuckleheads who hear that as a dog whistle,
Right.
and are ready and willing to do something foolish like that.
Yeah.
No, so I think we can have that conversation about Gayle. I mean, my whole purpose of the call was to frame it as a journalist. I've been there.
Yep.
I know what it's like to really want to ask that question.
Yeah.
And you can't. You got to stand down.
Yep.
And she decided not to. CBS did her dirty, though. Somebody at that network had an agenda. They wanted that piece out because they felt like people should be talking about Kobe's case in Colorado.
Yeah.
They absolutely did that.
Wow.
And it's a lot to unpack, but people are still grieving.
Yes,
Sure.
they are.
You can't unpack grieving. You can't, you got a young man sitting there, Jalen, who Kobe wasn't his guy,
Right.
but he got enough sense to know people grieving.
That's right. That's right.
Now, I don't know how old Jalen is, but he's not as old as Gayle King.
Right.
Yeah, he's 14.
Yeah.
Jalen's 14.
And that's the and that was the whole point of my offering. There's a time and a place, and I just believe that the time she chose was just insensitive. And as a journalist, just like you mentioned, as a journalist, you have to understand where you are and the time that you are in. That's all. It has to be some responsibility. It has to be.
Bill Bellamy, his snippet.
Yeah. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Is there a time for that question? I mean, in your opinion, because I believe there is, but it just sounds like the temperature is don't ever bring it up.
Oh no. My thing is, in the wake of his death, they haven't even buried him yet. Like we got to understand, his wife has to bury 2 people that she is grieving over still. And
she probably knew all the other people in the helicopter too.
Right, exactly. And we hadn't even gone there about them, but she probably had very close relationships with them too. But I'm just speaking on her husband and her daughter. To have to bury your husband and your daughter, and then to see one of your husband's best friends, in my opinion, get cornered into answering a question about her friend from 17 years ago, that's what sticks with me.
But like I said, Bill Bellamy, who isn't a seasoned interviewer.
Right.
When he was on MTV and he said he interviewed Pac, he interviewed, I forget the other. He said he knew not to do that.
Right. He knew not to.
And I'm not, he said, and I'm not even a seasoned veteran journalist.
Right.
But I knew not to go there because it's not the time.
Right.
Let's talk about other stuff.
Right. Exactly.
So if he knew, not being a seasoned veteran, can we really make an excuse for her?
Right.
Because this just happened a week and a half ago.
Right.
And we always ask people when they come in for interviews or even phone interviews, like, hey, what is there anything we can't ask you?
Right.
Or if there's something that we're thinking about that could be controversial, or maybe they won't like that, like, hey, can we talk about that? Like, even when we had Marcus another day, I'm like, do you want to talk about this Kobe thing? So we didn't really talk about it because I could see in his face he didn't really want
to talk about it.
And you ask people questions before the actual live interview. So you know better than to ask certain things.
Yeah,
if you know better, you do better.
That's all it is.
Is that Quan?
Yeah,
that's Quan saying that?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the first time I agree with Quan in a long time.
Because you don't eat real tacos.
So listen, I'm making some veggie tacos right now. I'm stressed. So I'm like, I need some tacos because life is better when you have tacos.
Yes, it is.
But you mentioned a timing thing. But I promise you this: if Harvey Weinstein was to pass right now, guess what? The first thing we're going to talk about.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right, but so we can't just say it's a time and place for everything when it's going to be acceptable when Harvey passed, right? Or let's say there's another individual, I don't know, maybe somebody who's in the White House. If he goes and we start talking about stuff that he did 15 years ago right away, it's going to happen. But it just happened. It happened to somebody who individuals feel deeply emotional about.
Yes.
And I can totally see that. I won't even come back at that because I can totally see that side.
I mean, 2 weeks before Imus died and we didn't hear any good stuff about him.
Right.
From a lot of people, it was like good.
Well, he was a well-known racist bigot. Like well-known. So
Yeah.
you're really not going to hear a lot of good stuff about him.
To
know
a
what I'm saying?
lot of
but he
people,
also
they
had-
he
Yeah,
Yeah, a
was,
lot of people loved him. A lot of people loved him. Absolutely. Yeah.
People loved him. He also
Sure.
was philanthropic.
Sure.
He also had the farm, and he also dealt with orphans. Like he
Gotcha.
also did some good things with his life. He wasn't all rotten. He was just mostly rotten, but
Right.
still.
Right.
But when that stuff happens, like I think we got to check ourselves. Like it's not okay because it happened to somebody that I care about. But if
Gotcha.
it happened to that person, because cancel culture ain't cool unless it's canceling somebody we want to cancel.
Interesting.
It's a different thing. I'm gonna get off y'all show.
Hey, man.
Hey,
And,
we
love it,
really
Cass. We
appreciate
love
the
it,
phone
Cass.
call. We really appreciate the fact that you have been listening to the show.
Yes, indeed,
and
man. The Sportsnista right
I
there,
love
man.
me some vegan tacos, and
I
so
just gotta
do your
watch-
thing.
I gotta watch Quan. You know, I gotta keep an eye on Quan, make sure he ain't acting up.
That's what's up.
We appreciate
blessings,
you,
y'all.
baby. Big time. Big time. We love you.
Hey,
We
that was a
appreciate you.
great call, man. Let the ball bounce.
Absolutely,
Sports Talk
man.
Radio, man. Your guy, Dre Bailey.
Hey, man, Goose Thomas.
Bill Blockham Logan,
Yeah.
Mr. Jalen Crockett. Quan, can you find that Check Yourself Before You Wreck Yourself by Ice Cube instrumental? I think
Because
that's
it's bad for your health.
But yeah, man, you know,
bombs on your moms.
Gayle King knows she wrong. She knows she dead wrong.
Yeah.
And I really believe that she needs to really apologize. She needs to do a State of the Union apology to really, get people to kind of back off. And so we're going to switch gears a little bit.
Yeah.
Let the ball bounce. Sports Talk Radio. Please follow us on Gorilla Cross app, man.
So that was our "What were you thinking" moment.
Yeah,
right
that
there?
was what were you thinking?
That was what we were
Yeah.
thinking, for sure.
The NBA had a trade deadline, and we'll get right into the NBA right when we take this this next call. But you are on with Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, man. Your guy, Dre Bailey.
Your man, Goose Thomas.
Bill Blockham Logan, Mr. Jalen Crockett. Caller. What's your name? What's your question?
This is Ray Sean Redmond calling from Las Vegas.
Shout out, man.
That's
Just
what's
want to
up,
touch in
bros.
about that. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Just want to touch in about that Kobe situation. Coming from a fan who wasn't a Kobe fan,
Right.
and I was a Sacramento Kings fan.
Mm-hmm. He is.
The whole
He's a Sac
situation was
Kings
just horrible. Horrible. I mean, I found out about him passing away on a cruise ship, and I was like, nah, I don't believe that.
Right.
'Cause I felt some type of way about it. Like, it was just wrong, and, things come out. It's like, nah, I just don't. But I didn't like Kobe.
Right.
Didn't like him. He took he took one of our championships away, and the Kings ain't been right ever since.
Right.
Ever since. But I didn't start respecting his game until afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, that man was a killer. He was a great man. And with the whole race situation, I completely forgot about it
Right.
Man.
because it's been that long.
Right.
But the whole situation was just horrible. The timing of it was just horrible. And at the end of the day, you have his wife and his other kids to really think about in this
Right.
whole situation.
Yep.
And as not being a fan, like, I'm more emotionally involved with it in that aspect of it,
Right.
because it was just wrong.
Yep.
So definitely she most needs to be apologizing for that, because most people really, it was so long ago, most people actually forgot about it.
Right. Right.
But that's pretty much what I have to
I mean,
say.
that's a great point.
Good stuff right there.
Hey,
Come
we
on,
appreciate
bros.
we
Appreciate you, bro.
appreciate the phone call, man. I mean, that's a great point from another person who was not a Kobe guy, but being able to have the sense enough to know that times are really sensitive right now, and that was definitely the wrong place, wrong time, wrong questions, period. And so she needs to really apologize, man. And so Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, man. We are here to listen to the people. We're here to give you our thoughts and opinions on real life and real life situations. We are a part of the media, and we act responsibly. I know one of the things that I do when we have guests on the show, and I am very avid on doing this. I don't care what guests we have. I want to know what you're doing in the community right now to give back. That is part of my question that I give, not or ask. It's not about what you've done in the past negative. It's about what you're doing right now positive into the in the community to give back to the youth or whoever it may be.
That's number one with us, man.
That's number one with us. And so us here at LTBB, we do act responsibly, and we are responsible for our actions.
Absolutely.
And we are accountable. And
Absolutely.
so
we've had, and not to cut you off,
Yeah,
we've had Brandon Marshall on this show countless times. He's been on our show at least 5 times, probably more.
Yeah.
Each and every time he comes on this show. Now, this is my cousin.
And we need to get him back on here.
And we have to get him back on. Absolutely. This is my cousin. And I still sit down with him and say, hey, B, what's good, what's not?
Yeah.
What's good, what's not? And 9 times out of 10, he'll actually let me know first, hey, I don't want to talk about this, I don't want to talk about this, I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Done deal.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say nothing about that, no way.
Yeah.
But what comes up each and every time is his foundation.
Yeah.
What he's doing in the community.
Yep.
In here, and he has it based in Denver as well. We talk about that every single time. And that's to your point, Dre.
Yeah.
That's what we want to know. I don't want to know what you did in your personal life because, frankly, I don't care. I really don't. I don't care what you did in your personal life because as an athlete, as fans, what draws us to athletes is what they do in their field of play.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me what kind of person they are. I personally don't. Even though athletes are role models, I don't necessarily I won't tell my kids, hey, admire him.
Yeah.
Admire him and everything he does. Because the first time that child sees that man messing up off the field, now they're going to come back to me and say, hey, daddy, why you tell me to look after him? Yeah. Why you tell me to admire him? Look at what he's doing in his life. So never will I ever tell a child, hey, go admire an athlete. Can't do it. Yeah. Can't.
Well, as an owner, I would care what you do in your personal life. Like, hey, did you kill anybody this week? Aaron Hernandez.
Right.
And wear the white suit at, Ray.
Wear the white suit, Ray.
This fool right here.
I bring it up every time. I need to see the white suit, Ray.
Let the ball bounce, Sports Talk Radio, man. We're here to give you guys the best of Sports Talk Radio. Your guy, Dre Bailey.
Your man, Goose
Bill
Thomas.
Blockham Logan. We got Mr. Jalen Crockett in the building, man. NBA trade deadline has came and went.
Yes.
And so Rockets got rid of their big man, Clint Capella, and they picked up Robert Covington and Jordan Bell. The Hawks received Clint Capella, Nene. T-Wolves received Malik Beasley from Denver.
Big pickup.
Juan
Hernan Gomez.
Evan Turner, who is
stealing
tragic.
Money.
I can't believe he's been stealing
Ohio
money.
State's finest.
Jared Vanderbilt, a 2020 first-round pick from the Hawks. Nuggets received Gerald Green, which is a good pickup. Noah Vonleh, Shabazz Napier.
Another good pickup.
Yep. Katia Bates Diop, and first-round draft pick from the Rockets, man. So the Houston Rockets are really playing small ball. They are really going
6 and under ball.
Yes.
And according to 2 days ago, they took over the league, right?
Oh man!
But then yesterday they lost by 35.
I thought it was over. Yeah, I thought it was over.
Yeah, I thought it was over. Yeah,
dude,
I really thought it was
still
over.
tripping over regular season losses.
Man, look,
AKA
man.
Sean Johnson.
Unbelievable.
I mean, stop
bro.
it, bros.
No, AKA Christopher Rhodes.
Man,
let's call it
him
what
too.
it is. We're not. Nobody here is tripping off a regular season L, bro. Would you like to win? Absolutely, you would.
Yes.
But they're in first place.
Man.
The Lakers currently sit in first place in the West.
And let me address this, man. Sean Johnson did a post basically mad at LeBron for saying that he was too happy in the loss. If you read what LeBron James said, I have been fortunate enough. Win, lose, or draw.
So he took a snippet.
Yeah, he took a snippet. Yeah, he's the Gayle King for LeBron James.
Gayle King of LTBB.
Makes no sense. He said, win, lose, or draw, I have been fortunate enough to play this game. He is giving homage to the fact that he is still very blessed to play this game, win, lose, or draw. It's a regular season loss, bros. Get over it.
It's a wrap.
Good Lord. So let me go ahead and continue with the draft, not the draft, but the trade. Atlanta Hawks are waiving Chandler Parsons.
Yeah.
I have not seen Chandler Parsons play since he left the Dallas Mavericks. I promise you, I've not seen him play.
Think about this. Do y'all remember when he signed that big deal? It was a 5-year, I want to say $99 million deal, $100 million deal, right? How many games has Chandler Parsons played since then?
Bro,
Ballpark figure.
10,
Ballpark figure.
20,
50?
maybe.
We'll call it 50. We'll just say he's played in 50 games. He scored $100 million for playing in 50 games.
That's
guys.
ridiculous. So the Atlanta
Life
Hawks
is beautiful.
Life has got to be beautiful.
are waiving Chandler Parsons his expiring $25.1 million contract to create roster space to complete 4-team trade.
Golly.
Life is beautiful.
All right, the Atlanta Hawks will trade Jabari Parker again,
Jeez.
and Alex
I feel so
Lynn
bad for him.
to the Sacramento Kings for Dwayne Dedman, who went back to Atlanta for a second-round draft pick.
Because Dedman played for Atlanta and the Spurs, I believe. He was with the Spurs first and then went to Atlanta.
And then to Sacramento, now back to Atlanta. Jabari Parker, what's going on with the fact that, but it looks like that Sacramento team may be kind of working with some, if they can kind of, I don't know what Sacramento's doing. They're just funneling players out of there. If I was De'Aaron Fox, when that contract is up, get out of there.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Okay. Houston has traded Jordan Bell to the Memphis Grizzlies after basically scoring him.
Yep.
And Bruno
Mars.
Cabalico, I guess that's how you say his name.
Yeah, we'll
the
go with
teams
that.
will also swap 2 second-round draft picks. And this one should be very interesting and makes no sense on all of our radar. I'm going to just go ahead and throw it out there without even asking you guys. The Detroit Pistons will receive Brandon Knight, John Henson, and second-round pick from the Cleveland Cavaliers for Andre Drummond. What is that about? Andre Drummond to the Cavs for Henson and Brandon Knight?
Look, man.
You might as well head cap him.
Yeah.
You really might as well head cap him.
Something happened. I forgot what it was.
In regards to that?
Yeah.
In regards to that trade?
Something happened with Andre Drummond. I think it was something happened. I'll
Okay.
It.
But
something happened. I know that.
Did you guys see Andre Drummond's interview after he got traded?
Yes.
When you look, man, we could have told you wasn't no loyalty in pro sports, bro.
Ain't none.
We could have told you that.
Yeah.
You've been in the league since you was 19 years
Shaq
old,
got
bro.
traded. Shaq got traded. So what you think?
What are you? Who are you? Andre Drummond? Who are you? Shaquille O'Neal was traded in the prime of his career. When he was dominant. This was before. Look, Shaq was dominant in Orlando, right? He became really dominant as a Los Angeles Laker. He was traded.
Yeah.
Right to the nice Miami Heat.
He was traded, guys.
So Andre Drummond.
Stand the
Who are you?
You might get traded again.
How did he say he wasn't aware that he was on the trading block
Boy,
when we've
stop
been
it.
aware for
We've
the
been
last
aware of it.
6
At
months?
least 6 months.
But I think, and this is just my opinion, guys.
What
This
kind
is
of-
just my opinion. I think it's where he went.
Yeah, he's pissed.
And no one,
Nobody.
absolutely no one, would be pleased with going to Cleveland, Ohio.
Like he
Unless
was
LeBron
in the
James was
worst
there.
place, except he wasn't. He went to the worst
He
place.
went to the worst place.
That's
Yes.
tragic.
Detroit was actually trending up. If you really want to be honest, Detroit was actually kind of trending up. They were actually doing okay.
I mean, Derrick Rose over there balling.
Like,
I mean,
they were actually doing all right. Now we suck again.
Their record was horrible.
It's
though.
tragic.
But
Their record's been horrible.
Yeah, they've been bad.
Yeah.
But I'm saying as far as their team, they were at least trying. But now we suck again.
The 76ers have traded my guy, Long Beach State alum, James Ennis, to the Magic for a second-round draft pick.
I like James Ennis, man.
Yeah, I do too.
I like James Ennis.
The Wizards have traded Jordan McRae to the Nuggets for Shabazz Napier. So now he went from the Nuggets back. Now he's in Washington. And so this one, which kind of didn't shock everybody, but the Clippers did make a move. The Knicks and Clippers and Wizards agreed to a 3-team trade that will send Marcus Morris and Isaiah Thomas to the Clippers, Jerome Robinson to the Wizards, and Mo Harkless in the first-round draft pick to the Knicks.
Harkless was actually playing all right.
Yeah, he was playing all right. But I'll take Marquise Morris the way he's balling right now over Mo right now.
Yeah.
The Clippers did waive Isaiah Thomas, and has he found a home yet?
I don't believe so.
And he was balling over in Washington. Like he was getting a lot of minutes over in Washington.
I think he just flew to Boston just to hang out there.
And the crazy thing is, him going back to Boston wouldn't be a bad look for him. Coming off the bench, I think that would give them a nice, in the city of Boston loves him.
I like that young fella that they got. That they he just started their last home game in place of Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
What's the young kid's name, man? I like the kid.
Wait.
He actually okay.
Wait, what team?
Boston. What's the kid's name?
Yeah,
Dreads.
Yeah.
I don't think Danny Ainge would ever pick Isaiah Thomas up again just because he knows the consequences of when Isaiah gets cut again. How he'll try to burn
out on the sour.
Yeah, well, he'll probably
left out sour.
Probably be on suicide watch.
Well, he thought he was on his way to a.
He knew it. Oh, he didn't think. He knew.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, Isaiah knew. Oh, I'm at 28 a game. I'm finna get the big money.
And I thought maybe he should have, looking at Chandler Parsons' deal.
Yeah.
I mean, he was, he's playing really good basketball at that time.
That means Boston was smart.
Yeah, they were smart.
They
took their money
in
off the
Isaiah
books.
Thomas' case, the hips don't lie.
They don't. But he's been balling so far, so we'll see. He may get a chance to get another opportunity somewhere in the league. Golden State Warriors, and I'm going to talk about the guy that I've been on his helmet ever since he left Cleveland, because ever since he left Cleveland, a lot of people were saying that, Cleveland shouldn't have never got rid of this guy, and, he's going to be the next star and up-and-coming guy. So the Golden State Warriors have agreed to trade D'Angelo Russell to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins, who has not yet tapped the potential that he has had, is going over to Golden State. How do you think that's going to look for him?
I think he eventually gets traded again. I think they deal him again.
Well, you listen to the pundits, the experienced pundits on sports talk radio. They say, well, once Clay comes back and Steph come back, there's 3 scorers right there.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what this kind of looks like to me?
There's 325 a night scores right there.
Yeah.
You know what this kind of looks like to me? It looks like my guy Harrison Barnes all over again.
Ooh.
It's going to be in the same rut.
Which is good though, because so for Wiggins, you're no longer the guy. You're supposed to be the superstar,
right?
At all.
Now you are the guy that, hey, just be a role player behind these 2 all-stars.
That's it.
Now you're good. Now, because honestly, now you're a better Harrison Barnes for this team, and this actually makes them better than having D'Angelo there. I think that I feel like he will fit in better and be able to just hey, score when we need you to.
Yeah, because he's
you
not
don't
like
need
like
to
an
carry.
alpha guy.
You don't need to carry this team.
Yeah,
that burden is off of you.
I think it's going to be
an
good.
alpha guy.
I think it'll be good for them.
And I think, and to your point, Dre, I had been wanting him to rise up, bro. Like out of the ashes, like a phoenix, bro. Like rise up, bro. And we saw we've seen some flashes so far this year, but it just hasn't been what we expect from Andrew Wiggins.
Flash drive daddy.
Flash drive daddy. That's exactly what he was.
Tragic.
But to your point, Quan, I can see that, especially with him coming off the bench and going into that second unit. It's not required for him to be the alpha guy that we all knew he wasn't to begin with. Right? But on the flip side of that, I'm looking at this Timberwolves team. They cooking,
nice. They nice.
Timberwolves team kind of cooking right now,
well,
bro.
and Cat gets his best friend, which is going to help him play better because he's playing with somebody he actually likes now.
Yeah. And you know who else went over there? My man from the Heat.
Yeah.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Big
James
That's
Johnson.
a huge pickup for them.
Pickup.
With James Johnson.
James
Johnson.
James Johnson.
That's gigantic
the
for
one that
them.
knows Tybo. Like he'll whoop your tail.
Yeah, he's like a crazy.
Like he half Samoan.
He's like an 8th degree black belt or something
insane.
like
that dude.
Insane. Don't nobody fool with him.
So Jalen just found Andre Drummond's tweet. It says, if there's one thing I learned about NBA, there's no friends or loyalty. No friends. Wow. But wow,
sensitive.
Sensitive.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I've given my heart and soul to the Pistons, and to have this happen, no heads up, makes me realize even more that this is just a business. I love you, Detroit.
We have known.
We knew. We knew.
He was the biggest name being talked about the last month and a half
and
is
Derrick
being
Rose.
traded.
Because they was talking when they talking about sending them to the Hawks at first.
Yes.
We knew.
No heads up.
Mr. Drummond, the other AD, we knew.
Man, if you don't go talk to your daddy, Philip.
We know this.
How you didn't? You ain't that out of touch,
If
bro.
you don't go talk to your daddy, Philip. So look, the Miami Heat has agreed to trade Justice Winslow, Deion Waiters, and James Johnson to the Memphis Grizzlies, who James Johnson was now traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Andre Iguodala, Salmon Hill, and Jay Crowder. I think that is
I like
a
that Jay
good
Crowder
look.
pickup.
Sneaky Pat has done it again
I like that
in
Jay
Miami.
Crowder pickup, bro.
Because whether we want to sleep on Miami or not, they are going to contend.
They
Right
might win
there.
the East.
I'm telling you,
they're
bros.
gonna be there.
I
bro.
will take them in a 7-game series
Man,
over
yes.
Milwaukee.
Look,
Boy,
they look good.
they
right
look
now,
good
bro.
on paper.
I didn't necessarily agree with giving up Johnson, but they got better though.
Yeah, they did.
They got better. So you
had to give up somebody.
You had to throw that piece in. You
But
had
Memphis,
to.
I really respect Memphis because they actually gave Deion Waiters a trade kicker and gave him a lifetime
didn't they?
supply of edibles.
Whoa. Lord have mercy. Jeez. Gummies.
Now it's not the time,
Gummies?
Quan.
Bad journalism. Bad journalism.
No, it's not the time, Quan.
Well, let me tell you this though. A lot of Laker fans, quote unquote, wanted to really get rid of Kyle Kuzma, and the
We call
Lakers,
those Laker people.
Yeah, those are just Laker people.
Laker people.
Yeah.
And right now, the Lakers decided to stay with Kyle Kuzma. So I think it's a
The
good
third leading
look.
scorer on the team.
Yeah.
What are we giving him up for?
When
That was
he-
just 17 a game. What are we giving him up for?
When he wants to play, I am going to put him right now, and you can talk bad about me all you want to when I leave. I am going to put him in the Andrew Wiggins watch. He has a lot of potential. He shows flashes, but right now he does not show the consistency.
Okay, Andrew Wiggins was the first pick in the league, was supposed to be the next superstar.
Yeah.
Kyle Kuzma, nobody knew who the hell he was.
Nobody.
Well,
knew.
I'm gonna tell you now, he's now in the same boat that Wiggins is in, and it's very interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see what type of Kyle Kuzma I get or I see from now on, because every game you don't know what you're gonna get. You may get a 25-point score, and some games you may get OC bad playmaking 8 points
Yeah, he
off
scored
the
40
bench.
the other night.
You know, so
While I see exactly where you're coming from, I can't put him into the Andrew Wiggins slot because of Quan's point. Nobody really knew what Kyle Kuzma could give, right, coming out of Utah. I found out about him at the Pac-12 tournament from one DeMarlo Slocum, who was an assistant at Utah.
And a
at the
lot
time.
of others found out about him at Summer League.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So I didn't know who the kid
Yeah.
was. I had no idea about Kyle Kuzma until I saw him play. And I'm like, yo, this kid all right,
now,
man.
now, I'm not saying comparison as far as where he was picked and things like that. I'm talking about the potential that people see in this guy. Will he be able to tap into that?
expectations?
Yeah.
I think Andrew Wiggins' expectations and potential was warranted from the start, though. When he came out of Kansas,
I didn't really
Before
like
that,
that.
he was talked about in high school.
he was talking about
years.
a lot, bro.
But Kyle Kuzma on the Lakers team is the third guy.
Right.
Wiggins was slotted to be the guy.
The guy.
Yeah, and that's
And got
something-
paid to be the guy.
and-
too.
He got
Sure.
paid to be the guy.
Sure.
And he did. And I think that's the reason that Cleveland traded him, because he wasn't the guy. They saw something that we didn't see. I saw it in him. I was like, I don't know. I've always been on Wiggins' head. I'm always, ever since he got into the league, I'm like, I don't believe in that dude.
I was a Wiggins apologist.
I'm like, I don't believe in that dude right there.
Really was. I was a
I
Wiggins
don't know about
apologist,
that,
bro.
man.
I'm like, Dre, just hold on, man. He's
Nah.
coming around, bro.
Nah, man.
Stand by.
50 years later.
Never happened. It never
So
happened.
look, before we get out of here, man, we got a UFC fight today.
Yes, we do.
And so let's talk about
it's
it real quick.
It's a couple of good fights on this card, man. The co-main, which is I want to say the women's 125.
Valentina Shevchenko.
Valentina, yeah, man. I think that should be a really, really good fight. I was told, and this is just, watching interviews, UFC interviews and stuff like that, that she's right behind Amanda Nunes right now as the number 2 ranked contender in that one. Didn't she come down? She was at a higher weight class and came down to 125.
Right now. Her and Amanda have actually fought twice. Amanda's kind of rocked her both times, so she is the second best women's fighter. But what they have to do now is make sure they don't fight each other anytime soon to keep building the women's division up, and they just keep beating everyone else up, and then they fight each other again, and Nunes beats her again. Right.
Well, it should be an exciting fight though with on that women's side with the co-main.
Way to strategize the UFC.
Yeah, absolutely. And then of course with the main event in light heavy at 205, I believe Bones Jones is fighting an undefeated Mexican American
Dom
Reyes. Yeah. From what I'm told, I've never seen him personally fight, but from what I'm told, the dude is pretty good, and these are the words coming from John Jones himself. He said that Reyes is really, really good and basically knocked out everybody that he's fought. So he's not using this. This is not a tune-up or anything like that, because I mean Jones, he's been the champ for the last 9 years, so it's really no such thing as a real live tune-up. He's just putting his belt on the line and seeing what's happening.
And Reyes is really good. His last fight was Chris Weidman,
who was a former champ as well.
Former champ, but he's not the same fighter as he was, and he's always been kind of overrated anyways because he beat Silva on a lucky hit and then a leg break. But Reyes is really good. I think this fight is too soon for him. I think he could be a future champ. I'm not sure if it happens tonight though, but he is really good. I mean, I've talked to him a couple times at UFC. And a really good dude. He leaves an opening that I think John Jones could get though.
John Jones is
and John Jones is a very good defensive.
Very good.
Kind of like Floyd Mayweather, where I'm not going to let you do the things you want to do to me. I'm going to just back off instead of going at you.
And then I'm gonna just tap you every chance I get.
Every single time.
Every chance I get, I'm gonna hit you in the lip.
Yeah.
It's simply what it is, man.
Tomorrow you will not be able to eat no salty fries.
No.
At all.
Because it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
It's just gonna feel awkward, kind of like when you take that dead skin off your lip, and it's like it's a little raw. You're like, you just feel it a little bit. Feel it a little bit. Yeah, man. Let the ball bounce.
We've all been there.
Radio,
we
man.
all felt that right now.
Oh my God.
Yes.
We've all been there.
Spring training
Yeah.
is coming up, and of course, man,
Can we talk about the trade that might not happen now? The Betts trade. Something happened with the Twins backing out.
Well, the Twins backed out because, and I'm not sure of the exact reason why. I would have to get with our insider JT Bly on this one. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I'm not sure exactly how the Twins were involved to begin with.
Yeah.
So there was a third team involved, and that's what it was. It was a pitcher. I can't remember his name, but the Red Sox didn't like his physical. And so they were like, no, we don't want him. Give us another big name prospect. And Minnesota's like, nah. So Minnesota probably already knew, like, let's sneak this guy in. So it's one of those things that could ultimately, like, kill the trade.
Wow.
I don't think it will. I think they'll end up finding that third team.
It'll happen.
Because Boston doesn't want to pay Mookie.
And
so
if
it'll
Mookie's
probably
not
go
coming
through
back
it.
to
And
Boston.
Mookie's not coming back.
Yeah.
So the Los Angeles Dodgers, for now, you got Mookie Betts. Like 99% got Mookie Betts right now, because I don't think Boston's gonna say, well, no, let's get him back. No, because you said, Quan,
they've already moved on.
They're under the luxury tax, which I think they're at 175 million right now. The luxury tax is 208. I believe
one of the issues for the Dodgers could be they could have had a second deal in place.
That
it's like, okay, we got to jump over to this one now.
Got you. But I mean, looking at Mookie Betts, man, he makes them like the Dodgers were already good. He makes them great. Like, you got a dude who we talked about last week, hits the ball in the gaps. can fly around the base pad, like literally fly. You talking about a Gold Glover, a dude that hits for average and is a solid Gold Glover. Like, he's one of the top 5 players in the game, period.
That's how
no argument.
Boston beat us in the well, in other ways too.
Right,
but
right.
That's how Boston beat us in the. Why you looking at me like that? That's how they beat it. That's how they beat us in the World Series.
Sure.
Timely hits,
Sure.
not really home runs, but timely base hits, doubles.
Yep.
Down the line.
Can we still put that bet on the table?
Which one?
The one that the Yankees will have a better record at the end of the regular season of 2021, basically. Now that y'all got bets and you're supposed to do so good.
Hey, Bill,
bet,
Bill feeling confident right
Take
now.
that
He
bet.
ready to pull the trigger.
Yeah,
Come
I'll
on,
take
Bill.
that bet.
Another 30
Take
seconds
that bet.
Yeah, another
Take that
30
bet.
second.
of push-ups. I got it.
I would do 2 minutes of plank
Ooh.
for 2 minutes.
Oh, that's
Plank for 2 minutes.
That's a good one.
I can do that.
Yeah,
I know a
plank,
dude.
2
I know a
minute plank.
dude that planked for 27 minutes. No lie.
That's
There was just a
ridiculous.
woman that
That's
broke the
unbelievable.
record of like 4 hours.
That's
Something
ridiculous.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
That's insane. Like you watch a whole sitcom and you just plank.
I can't even sleep for 4 hours straight.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's me. That's me. I average 4 hours sleep
I
every
average
night.
about 4 hours.
That's it.
That's insane.
No more than that.
Jalen looked at me like, huh? Only 4 hours?
Bro.
When you
When you get older.
when you start to adult, you only average 4 hours too.
That part.
Trust me, brother.
That part.
It's coming.
He's at that age now where he gets up in the morning, puts his clothes back on, and lays right back down until
wow.
it's time to go.
Kid privilege, I tell you. Kid privilege. He looking like, really, Dad? Word? Come on, man. Really?
Put my whole stilo out there, Dad. Stop.
Look, man, we appreciate everybody chiming in to
man.
Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, man. I would like to dedicate this show to all of the women
Yes.
that have not yet had the courage to come forward
Man.
With rape.
Come forward, man.
forward.
Those of you who have not been able to really trust in anyone to even have the conversation to let anyone know that you have been abused and have been taken advantage of. My heart goes out to you.
Yes, indeed.
I found out a lot of things this past week of really close people that I know and I love that really have suffered through a lot of things and still suffer. And so this show is definitely dedicated to all of you women out there who feel that you still can't come forward and that there is no place for you to turn or go. Please know that Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio men love you. We care about you.
And we will listen to you.
Indeed.
And we encourage
We will
you
listen to you sincerely.
have confidence in the future to actually let it out. And if right now is not a good time, that's fine too.
It's cool too.
And
Absolutely.
we're there with you. Our hearts are with you. We love you, and that's what it is, man. We're really here to really give back to everyone who listens to the show. But we pray for not things that we want, but we pray for things that will help you with the process. And so we pray for courage.
Ease the pain.
We pray for courage. We pray for understanding. We pray for strength. And we pray that you have some type of sense of peace. And so we would really love to dedicate today's show to you women out there. And we're going to continue to do our part as
but
men
also we pray
to bring
for
awareness.
it to come to an end.
Yes.
Please.
That's the big thing.
Let's
man.
get it. Let's make it happen for it can come to an end.
Yeah.
Because ain't no sense in.
Yes.
We don't want suffering.
No.
Suffering is a no.
Yeah.
That's not what.
And it's a lot of women out there that are suffering in silence, and a lot of women out there who have this wall up, and they have this blocking mentality up of some of the negative things that's happened to them in their life. And so we want to pray for strength during those times and encourage you to continue to be strong women that you are. And so let the ball bounce. Sports Talk Radio, your guy,
Because
Dre
I know
Bailey.
I couldn't have no
Goose
baby.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Man.
Bill Blockham
At
Logan,
all.
Mr.
At all.
Jalen Crockett in the building, man.
Yeah.
We love you guys, man. We appreciate you guys. And guess what? If you scared,
Better go to church.